All right, guys. Now the reason I wanted to test drive this bike, it is the upgrade. It's got a bigger motor than mine, and because I feel like I can give it a really good review from just getting off of my bike, riding it for the past, like, you know, 12 hours, 700 miles straight. Like a really good comparison of the two bikes. This bike is smooth. This is something that Harley keeps on doing. They keep on getting smoother and smoother. And even though Harley guys are like, I love the rumble, they keep on making them smoother, and they feel so good. All right, guys, let's do a Bible verse. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. So it does feel extremely similar. The bar's a little different. They went more with like a mini ape on this, as mine is more closer to like the beach bar style, where mine kind of come down like this. But when it comes to the acceleration of the 114, it's more than the 110. I really haven't gotten on it that much. Beautiful bike. So I love what they did with the special, where everything's all blacked out. The bars are black and very little chrome on the bike, but it's got a little bit of accent chrome, so that it's very effortlessly. And I like when a bike pulls like this does, but doesn't make tons of noise. It makes it seem like it's not working very hard. You know, if you're riding the bike and it's just screaming like rah, and then you get on and it's like even louder, then it's like, man, okay, this thing's really working. But when it pulls very effortlessly without really making any noise. I appreciate that. I like when I'm cruising, the wind to be the loudest thing I hear. And I know a lot of people disagree with that. A lot of people love loud pipes. They think loud pipes save lives. I just don't agree with that. I just don't think it's true. QT, now that place saves lives. I love that place. Clutch feels super light. Now I don't actually know the numbers of this compared to the older 110. I'm gonna make some assumptions and assume that this is more powerful. Now these are part of the, you know, when the new controls came out in 2014. You know, this is you look at the bike, you're like, oh, there's a Rushmore controls. Everything else, you know, the way you turn this, the ignition on and off, and the fuel gauge. I'm sure if I knew how to change this, maybe it's up here. Yeah, there we go. 11 miles, tribometer, range of 175. Not sure. Maybe I'll ask him, see what kind of miles per gallon these things are getting. I'm sure he knows. What I liked about my Harley-Davidson was that it would tell me that I was in 6th gear. Gear RPM. Oh, there we go. All right, so you can. So it doesn't always tell you. You got to press a little button and it tells you it has the gears and the RPMs right there. I don't know why I like knowing it. I guess because I don't like, you know, try to shift it when I'm running out of gear already. Beautiful day out. They actually didn't have any CVO Road Kings. And he said even if I wanted to, they wouldn't let me drive it. Because they don't do test drives on CVO bikes. Because people that drive CVO bikes, and it's their premier, it's their flagship bike, you know what I mean? I get it, but they don't, no one wants to drive a CVO bike and look, oh, you got 10 miles on it? What peasant drove my bike? You know, they want to know I put every single mile on that bike. I feel really spaced out on this bike. This would be these are great bikes for tall riders. And what I'm going off of is how far away my knees are from the handlebars. Some bikes, I mean, you're close. It's tight, and if you had bigger knees, it's not gonna fit. You could be probably 2 feet taller than me and have plenty of space. I'm 6'2", if anyone's wondering. The bike handles great, feels very light in the corners, even though it's got the bigger back tire than like 2 generations ago. I think they changed the bigger back tire somewhere around 08, 07 or something like that. even though it's got the bigger back tire, it still feels super light and nimble. Of course, this is all Harley-Davidsons, except for I think the Sportsters are all throttled by wire. That's why you only see, it's a cleaner look. That's why you only see the brake line and the clutch, the hydraulic clutch line over there. So if you're looking to buy a Road King at some point in time in the future and looking to hold on for a long time, I would think, now the Special is not going to be as high as the CVO. The CVO's got the 117 in it. The Special's got the 114, which is still a great motor. Feels, I mean, just look at it compared to other bikes and stuff in the past decade. A 114 cubic inch is a very, very large engine, and it's got everything you need. If you need a hot rod bike, if you need a sport bike, if your goal is I'm buying a motorcycle to go fast, don't buy a Harley-Davidson. I mean, yes, they're quick, they get it done, they cruise at the higher speeds, they cruise at the speed limits. But if you want to do 0 to 60 in, you know, less than 2 seconds, no, less than 3 seconds, you know what I mean, you just buy a sport bike. It's not about that. It's the fact that they're improving. They're always improving, and a part of improving for vehicles and cars and motorcycles and everything is always going to be more horsepower. That's just life. No one's ever improved it and then dropped the horsepower, unless you're like Alpina. And there's been some situations where like Alpina actually would put they'll take a BMW and put a larger, an engine that has more cylinders in it, but they actually dropped the horsepower just because it's smoother, and that's how they were like, well, it's a smoother engine now, it's more refined. In general, with that exception, improvement always to me is more. Hey, this is America. This is America. Bigger, stronger, faster, longer, stronger. That's how we get better. I want to race him. He probably won't let me. Maybe you'd be surprised. So nice outside. Beautiful day. This is actually blue. It kind of looks black, but it's actually like a blue. And once you get it out in the sun, you see it's got a lot of metallic flake in there. You got to really respect Harley for going above and beyond what the other manufacturers do when it comes to paint colors and paint jobs. There really is, you know, and they'll do different stuff. You know, there are some paint schemes that you're like, that was that year. That was the only one year. You know, and it's very unique and very special. Along the same lines with that, you'll see some ugly looking painted Harleys, you know, because they do something, because they're not trying to please everybody. They're trying to give enough variety that everyone can be happy with something. What year is yours? 2014?
17.
17. Looks like we got an old-fashioned Road King race going on here. No, we don't. This cruise is really, really smooth. And part of the reason why it feels so smooth is because it sounds smooth and it's not obnoxiously loud. You ever drive a car where the exhaust broke and you turn it on, it's just screaming and it's really loud, and it kind of makes the whole ride. I kind of feel that way about. So when you fix it, you're like, man, this feels nice and smooth and quiet. You know, that's exactly how I'm feeling with this. This feels really, really smooth. I think it sounds great. Honestly, if it were me, I wouldn't change anything. I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, well, what if you want more power? If you want more power, just go buy something different. You'll never see me throw a supercharger or a turbocharger on a Harley-Davidson. I just ride a different bike. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's like modifying a minivan. The vehicle does a great job at its purpose. Where do I bring this into? Alright guys, that wraps it up. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where are you going? We'll see you guys later. Oh, I'm over here at Fraser Harley-Davidson in Beaufort, Georgia. If anyone wants to buy this bike, it'll be here waiting for you. Carl, if anyone wants to buy this bike, give Carl a call. They got a couple of these. You guys move a lot of bikes here, don't you?